all of us have heard about super dads. We have seen a lot of videos where some dad performs some heroic action for their daughters. But how many times have you seen dads who published book for their daughters? Uh, Someone who's just a few months old who don't know how to read. I know someone, Sagar Kasare, and now I would like to introduce Sagar Kasare to you and welcome to the author interview with Anshuman with Sagar Kasare. Hi Sagar, welcome to the show.
Hey, hi Anshuman. Thank you for inviting me for this session.
Glad you joined. I'm glad you joined. And what you have done, that is not something I was expecting for any of the author in my family. And you did it. Congrats. So,
Yeah.
would you
Thank
like,
you, thank you.
banker, turn father, turn author,
Yeah.
turn best-selling international best-selling author. How was the journey? Would you like to share this thing?
So my journey started basically to give a brief background about myself. I'm a banker by profession with more than 10 years of work ex, and we were blessed with a daughter in the month of November 2020. That's when I thought I should do something creative. And the first thought which came to my mind was to write a storybook, that to a children's illustration book for my own daughter. So that's how I got in touch with you. We connected, and that's where you gave me the reference of Rahul Shinde, who is the illustrator of this book. And then that's when the journey began of creating this book. When I started with the storyline and the characters, I wanted to base the characters of the book, the lead characters, basically on the favorite toys of my daughter. So Jumbo, Mickey, and Jumbo basically are the favorite toys of my daughter, Ithika, and that's how I've developed these stories. I've published two books so far. The first book is called Jungle Adventures with Mickey and Jumbo, and second book which we have published very recently last month is Jungle Adventures Mickey and Jumbo's Magical Quest. So these two books we have published in the month of March and April, and they're live and available on Amazon. So when my intention of creating this book was to publish just one book, which will be printed and as a paperback, and I will use it for my own personal use to read these stories to my daughter. And we never thought that we will publish it commercially. We started working. We developed the characters. We developed the surrounding in which they will move around. And by the end of the book, by the time we finished the book, the illustration came out so well that we thought we'll publish it. And that's how we I reached out to you. You helped me in publishing the book, and the book went live. And by the time we started getting the responses, the first response which came was from your own daughter Aurora, and uh, what she mentioned was the characters were cute. So that's what that's what vindicated us of our efforts, because we wanted these from day one. We wanted the characters to be likable, and she definitely liked both Mickey and Jumbo, and that's when we felt that we have come out with a quality product and we have a quality book in our hands. Then the book went live. Reviews started coming in, not only from India, even from overseas. So in terms of readership, the US and the UK market contribute almost 75% of the readers of the first book, which is Mickey and Jumbo, Jungle Adventures with Mickey and Jumbo. So that is the kind of response even overseas. The book is currently rated 4.9 out of 5 on Amazon, with mostly positive reviews. I think 99% would be positive reviews, and uh, that's what the biggest incentive for me to write the second book. And by a month or so, we came out with the next book, which is Jungle Adventures, Mickey and Jumbo's Magical Quest. And even the second book has got phenomenal response. Both the books have been not only bestsellers in India, even internationally, and the reviews has been so overwhelming that now people are asking us to write a next series of the books on the same characters. So in terms of the toys, I just want to show you how the jumbo toy looks. This is Jumbo. This is basically a teether which my daughter plays with, and there similarly there's a Mickey toy also, which currently I don't have. And this I kept this in mind and created these two characters, and both of them now look like this in the book. This is Mickey and this is Jumbo. This is the first book. This is how the illustration looks. If I show you the first few pages inside,
My
so
God.
what we have there are a couple of things which we kept in mind while creating the book was first of all, yeah, we wanted to have a very crisp story, and because these books, children illustration books, are usually within 20 to 25 pages. So we had to be concise in terms of our story. Secondly, we wanted to create likable characters. So not only just the lead characters, there are supporting characters also in the books. Even there are adversaries. All of them need to be liked by the kids, even if there are adversaries. So that is what we kept in mind. While and third and the most important was the moral ending. So both the books have a moral ending, which is very important these days because kids between the age group of 2 to 6 years of age, that is when inculcate moral values into them. So this is a very good way of inculcating the values into the childrens by reading out these books. First book is about friendship, how as friends you can save someone's life. Second book is about saving the jungle. Again, it is teamwork, which is important. So all these values you can a kid can learn from these books, and that is what we wanted to achieve when we started out. So both books have done very well so far, and it just vindicates our efforts, and we are just looking forward to more such books in these series.
Wow. And Sagar, I must repeat the thing that you just said. When you were kids, we had our grandparents, our parents who had time to spend with us, who used to tell us stories with moral endings, everything. And we are a product of that. What we learned from our parents or grandparents when we were kids. But now the situation is a bit different, right? So most of us are staying in nuclear family, and we are so occupied with work and other stuffs that we are unable to spend quality time with our kids, and these kids are lacking those kind of value that we were getting, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, so definitely this is a very good initiative, Sagar, I must say. But one thing I would like to ask you over here: when we were kids, we used to read Panchatantra,
yeah.
and in the same line, or there's some difference.
So we wanted to be different from what Panchatantra is. Although Panchatantra also has animals and it has moral ending stories. What we did was we wanted to have a modern take on the Panchatantra stories, which are more relevant in today's times. So what we did was we created the characters which in such a way that they were clothes. So, unlike Panchatantra, in our books, the animals are wearing clothes. They live in houses and all those things. So, we actually gave a human touch to the animals. And even in terms of the morals, the second book has a moral about saving lives by saving trees. So again, which is very important in today's times, where weather change is impacting lives across the globe. So it is a good message which goes to the kids. And this is, I mean, if you can inculcate such kind of message at a very early age, it will go a long way in creating those values in those kids. So that is what we wanted to achieve, and with the kind of response we have got, I think we have achieved what we wanted.
Definitely, you have achieved it. And that's the reason is international bestseller. I mean, both of them are international bestsellers. So tell me one thing: you are not a marketer, okay? You are a
Yeah,
banker.
yeah,
It's your first book. I mean, first two books. You published two books in a month in a row. Both of them are bestsellers, right? How did you
right.
achieve it?
Uh, Frankly speaking, it was also I would say I was new to marketing, so I tapped into the social media. I used my social media accounts to market the book, be it Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, And first thing first, I think I try to connect with my own network on all these social media channels. And when I shared all my posts with them, the book link and everything, and the kind of bestseller which the book has become within a few days. So that's what I think connected with the audience, and they started actually reading the book. And what happened was, all of a sudden, I could see a lot of reviews which came up on Amazon web page. Similarly, even on the Amazon.com and Amazon.uk, I could see a lot of reviews, mostly 5-star reviews, which are, I mean, which is exceptional, I would say, for a first-time writer, that too in children's category. So it was quite overwhelming to see such kind of response. So that's what I try to achieve, yeah, for from the marketing point of view. WhatsApp also played a very important role. I try to use a lot of the kind of options which are available on WhatsApp or FSB. Like I shared a story. I shared my books link on all the WhatsApp groups which I'm part of. So all these things helped me at least market the book. And then most importantly, what helped was word of mouth. And so whoever read this book, I kept the book for free for initial 5 days after the launch. And what happened was, a lot of people who don't have Kindle Unlimited or who don't usually buy a book from Amazon, they were able to read the book. And it was important as a first time author to ensure that the book is read by as many people as possible, because you're trying to engage with uh, audiences which don't know about your brand and the quality of the book. So unless they read the book, you will not you'll not be able to reach the audience. So that is what I started with, and thankfully, a lot of people read the book. They liked the book, and they came back saying that their kids have liked it. So there has been a case wherein a batchmate of mine has shared me, had actually contacted me through social media. He asked me for my number. He didn't have my number since, I think, since we actually passed out from B school. So he reached out to me. He contacted me on WhatsApp, and then he shared a video of his daughter enjoying the book. So he was reading the book to his daughter, and she was enjoying the book. So that is the kind of the positive responses which you have got for the book, and it is extremely overwhelming. And then there are feedback saying that even you are saying that your daughter doesn't go to sleep without reading the book.
Right.
So it just shows that what we have created is being liked by the kids, and even parents. They also feel that this is the kind of stories they want to tell to their kids. So I feel we are in the right direction in terms of what kind of stories we are trying to tell through these books.
Right. And yeah, that is true. Adora, my daughter, she doesn't go to sleep until she sees Jumbo and Mikey. And she wants to read it every time, me to read it for her, because even she doesn't know how to read, though she can recognize the character, the alphabet and everything, she doesn't know how to read. She's just 3 right now. Uh, so I have to read it every night. So I remember the story by heart. But yeah,
That's good.
it's really fun. It's really fun. Both the book. In fact, specifically the first book. Okay,
Yeah,
it was really fun. Second book, I would say it has some deeper meaning.
yeah,
Uh, Again, it's a pleasure to read.
yeah,
She asked me, uh, what are they doing when you talk about planting trees and everything? When Jumbo, points the mirror over there. Where is the sun?
right,
How is it happening? So more than that, I got to explain how about reflection.
correct,
Okay, which is not what I don't know whether you wanted to take it or not, but when kids see all these things, they ask questions, and kids are really curious. They ask a lot of things, and when they
right,
ask these questions, you get an opportunity to explain them about science as well. Right.
right,
Yeah, that's
right.
very good experience I'm having right now with the second book. So
Thank you, thank you.
that's
So
awesome.
I don't know. So I what I did was the adventure of Jumbo in the second book, wherein he's actually trying to locate a key, magical key. That actually what the movie which came to my mind was Indiana Jones. I could
Yeah,
see all
I
those
got
things
that.
happening.
Yeah. I
So
got
I just borrowed something from that movies and just created that scene in that book. So that's how I've basically whatever I've liked as a kid, I've actually used that in the books which I've written so far. And let's hope. I mean, so far the kids have also liked it, so I think we are in the right direction.
right. And it's not just only one message or three. I remember the snake wala chapter.
Yeah,
Even there is a lesson. So it's full of a lot of thing that you can teach your kids.
yeah.
I don't know
So
whether
the second book we wanted to. So what happened was the book got a lot of positive response, and we what obviously we knew that we had to the follow up had to be better than the first one. And secondly, we also felt that now the first book was for the say for a age group between 2 to 6 years. The next book I wanted to have a wider audience in terms of age group of kids, because there are kids who actually say 7 to 8 years of age also who would be interested in reading such illustration book, but the kind of the story would be a little different or little mature for them. So I actually thought of creating such a book for the second book which I published, and that's how this idea of riddle which came into my mind and all those things, so that the older audience or older kids also can enjoy the book. So that's how the idea of the riddle in the book. And what we did was we actually had I mean, lot of different ideas in the same book. Like we have not only have an adventure, we have a magical quest also, which is a magical element in the book. Then there is a message at the end, which is a moral message wherein we one should plant trees. So there are three four I mean messages which are going, and three four interesting ideas which are being used in one single book, that too within 25 pages. And which is an illustration book, so the text is limited. With illustration we have been able to tell so many things and cover so many things in a single book.
yeah. I would like to put it in different way, if you allow me. So
Yeah,
the
sure.
first book is for kids. Okay,
Yeah,
they can read it and they can have fun. They can learn something, and they these likable characters. They'll enjoy reading this book, and that is the thing. First book. Second book, what I feel is this is not for the kids but for the parents. So in current situation, we're discussing this before this call. I
yeah,
can see a lot of people suffering health, going through health issues, not because of COVID but because of stress.
yeah,
Okay. Now this book gives us parents an opportunity to spend time with their kids, spend some quality time with the kids. Where not only they play, they interact with the kids, they actually get to explain these things to them at a very early age, and that
yeah.
gives us a you know added advantage compared to others. Whoever is reading this.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you my personal view about it. I told you, right? She doesn't go to sleep. My daughter doesn't go to sleep before she sees Jumbo. And the second book, the first book was, it was a good read, easy read, nothing more to explain. I mean, she was uh, good enough to understand what is going on behind the screen. Second book, she is asking a lot of questions. She started asking questions. Why this is happening? Why it's happening? Why? Where is the sun? How this broke? So she asked a lot
Yeah,
of, and I get a chance to explain this thing to her. So
yeah,
eventually, I am explaining her about science, about philosophy, more of a
yeah,
science.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is a very good experience. I mean, so one, I'll not die of COVID. I won't die out of stress, and I can spend good time with my daughter, and she's learning. So that is
Yeah,
what I can say about the second book.
yeah, totally agree with you. And thankfully, I mean, with COVID, the parents are able to spend a lot of time with the kids. So they need some. I mean, the COVID has taken at least a year or so, and a lot of people are stuck at their homes because of the lockdown. Even currently, there's a lockdown going on. So you need a way or to find, I mean, to keep the kids entertained. And I feel this book is one of the best ways to actually engage with your kids. Not only engage, you can actually have a interaction wherein you can explain new things to your kids. So that, as you said, so I feel the parents will definitely like it. And I, for me, the target audience are the parents and the kids, because parents are the ones who will purchase the books for the kids for the age group I'm targeting. So yeah, the parents have to also like their book.
Right. Okay, let's come back to the journey. How was it? I mean, for a first time author, see, I tell you one thing, you deserve this.
Thank you.
I'll tell you why. According to research, and you have heard me saying this multiple times in multiple videos, even in live session, 97% of people who start writing the book, they don't finish it. Okay, and out of 1,000 people, only six of them publish it. Okay, so people
Okay.
who complete the book, not even all of them publish the book. So out of 1,000, only 6%. So 94.6% of them, they don't publish the book after starting writing.
Right.
And I'm not talking about people who don't even start writing. I'm not talking about people who don't think that they can write a book. Okay,
Right.
there's a few portion, and you are one of them. And in 1 month, you came up with two books, both of them bestsellers, international bestsellers. Sorry, I'm sure it was not a cakewalk.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a cakewalk. So the way it started was probably my wife was the one who actually suggested me this idea of writing a children's book. And that point of time, probably she would have heard me telling stories to my kids. So probably she felt that I would be able to write something probably I could tell my own kid in the future. So that is how this idea originated, and that's how I started writing stories. And when I sat down, I actually ended up writing five stories. And the first one was Mickey and Jumbo story. The rest four are not related to Mickey and Jumbo. So, and I went ahead and published the first book. The illustration came out so well that Mickey and Jumbo were extremely likable characters. And when we started thinking of the second book, we thought, let's if the audience have liked the book of on Mickey and Jumbo, and they're asking for the next book on the same characters, then why not actually continue with these same characters? So then again probably I had to sit down and start from scratch on a story which continued the journey of Mickey and Jumbo in the same environment they were currently, like in a jungle, because my rest of the stories were not in a jungle. They could be with humans or some other animals which may not be in jungle at all. So I had to actually then start thinking about such kind of story which involved these two characters. And one of my office colleague, he actually suggested me this idea about global warming and planting trees and all those things. So then I started thinking, then why not use this idea and create a story around it? And probably it took me around, say, 30 minutes to write a story. And the first person I usually share any story is my wife, and she approved it. So I felt, yeah, I can go ahead and write. I mean, I mean, creating the illustrations now. So that's when I then the usual process is to then share the story with my illustrator, which is Rahul Shinde, who then creates the illustrations. It starts with drawings, and he shares me the drawings. If there are any adjustment that needs to be done in the story, then or the illustrations, then I suggest them, and then accordingly he colors them, and then the final illustrations are sent to me. So that is the process which we follow while creating this illustration books. And one thing, the three things which we always wanted to borrow from the first book or use from the first book was the three things which I told you earlier was crisp story, likable characters, and moral ending. So that is something which we borrowed from the first book, and we added some new elements in the current book, like magical quest is there, and then there is a, a moral ending which is about saving trees. So these are something new, some of the new things which we added in the current book, and we also introduced new characters also. So as a standalone book, we wanted to keep it fresh. Even if someone doesn't read the first book, they could actually start reading this book, and they will. Or I mean, that as a standalone book, it will do well. That's what our intention was when we created this. So so far, it has been able
Right.
to connect with the audience. And again, there is that kind of reviews we are getting is people are wanting for more from the same series.
Right.
So let's see.
Yeah. And I must say, Rahul has done a fabulous job in both the books.
Absolutely,
Both the books. The illustrations are
absolutely.
so lively. I mean, you know, I don't think it could be any better by anyone.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he has done a fabulous job. Okay, now since you have seen so many people, so many authors, and who have done everything, starting from poems, fiction, non-fiction, you have seen all of them, and you've seen some weird topics as well that nobody ever thought. Even I never thought someone can write on this topic that they have written on this, and they are really doing good with their books. So you have seen both the things. So you have people who haven't yet tried writing a single word, and you have seen these people who have published multiple books on multiple topics. Okay, what do you suggest to people who are struggling to write? What are things they should do to overcome that fear? I mean, I'm sure at one point of time, even you must have thought about this. Can I do it? And you overcame that fear and you did it. So,
yeah,
what's your suggestion?
yeah. So to start with the fear which I had, I was definitely apprehensive when I started out with my first book. Uh, I was not sure if it the way it will come out, because it's a illustration book, so it is not just a story; it is the illustration also which needs to be appealing. So I didn't promote or actually promote it before the book got published. It is only after the final product was ready that's when I started some promotions. So that I was skeptical how the book will actually turn out. So that is where, I mean, that's how my apprehensions were. And touch wood, so far, I mean, the books were have done well. In terms of my feedback to the authors who are actually trying to write books, uh, my suggestion would be that they should actually find some topic which they are passionate about, and use that topic to write their first book, because that is the first hurdle they have to go across. Once they write and publish a first book, the next book will not be a challenge. At least they have overcome the first hurdle. Next book they can actually write on any other topic which they like. But it is good to always start with something which they are passionate or they like as a person, or probably they are knowledgeable about a topic. Uh, Probably that will help them to write the first book much easily compared to any other topic which they could have chosen. So for me, the passion was to write a book for my own daughter. So that is how it started, and that is what has driven me to complete the book. So similarly, I mean, they just have to find their own passion.
Right, agree. So, if you're writing a book and you don't have authority on the topic and you are saying, I want to be author and I want to write on this thing, so it's gonna be, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it don't gonna be legit. So
Yeah,
either you learn and then write, then publish your book, or you do something, you write on something that you are really good at. And there are a lot
yeah,
of myths around this thing. Like a lot of people say we are not good at anything, and that's the myth. I don't buy this point. Right?
right.
I believe no one is the best. At the same time, everyone has got something inside themselves, right? So that this is one of the myths. So according to what is the biggest myth you have ever heard about this book publishing thing?
Myth. Okay. Uh, Myth would be that writing takes a lot of time. Writing a book takes a lot of time, and you need to be aware of the topic. Only then you can write a book. So probably that were some of the myths probably I had.
Agree. But the thing that you said, the first thing, a lot of time, I completely agree. That is one of the biggest myths. So you don't
Yeah,
need a lot of time. You need a lot of commitment. Okay, because
yeah,
in this program, you've seen people doing it in just 5 days, or not even 5 days,
yeah,
4 days. So it doesn't
correct.
require a lot of time or money. It's required a lot of commitment. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, I think we had
So there is one more thing, Anshuman, I wanted to show.
yeah. I was just coming to that only. I was asking you
Yeah,
about how you are promoting it right now.
yeah. So basically, I've created this website called Store for Stories, where I've showcased my books. So, if you don't mind, I can share my screen. I want to show the website.
Please go ahead.
So this is the website I was talking about. So this is a website which will showcase my books. So when you click on learn more, actually come down wherein these are the cover pages of both my books: Jungle Adventures with Mickey and Jumbo, Jungle Adventures, Mickey and Jumbo's Magical Quest. When you click over here, you go down below wherein you can actually get a brief about this book. And when you press buy now, then you will be directed to the Amazon website. Same way, when you click this, you will again go to the brief about the second book. When you press buy now, you will be directed to Amazon webpage. I just wanted to show you a few of the feedbacks which I've got or reviews I've got on Amazon.
Sure.
Not just Amazon.in, even Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
This is the listing of my second book.
Mm-hmm.
These are the top reviews. If you can see, it is rated 4.9 out of 5
Mm-hmm.
on Amazon.in.
Wow.
And quite a few of them are verified purchase. So that means they have purchased this book and they have put this review.
Wow.
This is the first book,
Okay.
and we go to the reviews. So if you read the reviews, a lot of these parents have actually read these stories to their kids, and then they have put this review saying that my kid has enjoyed the book a lot. Same
Yeah.
way for India also, a lot of people actually they don't have kids, they have kids or they have relatives actually whom they have shared this book with,
Mm-hmm.
and they have given the feedback of the kids who have enjoyed the book after. So
Awesome.
even for the second book on Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of the reviews on Amazon.com for the second book. So I just wanted to appeal to all the parents out there to definitely read this book to their kids, and the reason being that both the books have not only have a adventure with the lead characters as Mickey and Jumbo, they also have a moral ending and a message at the end of the book, which I feel is a very good way to actually inculcate values to their kids at this age, and that is what they will find appealing also. So go ahead, buy the book either as a paperback or as a Kindle ebook, and if you like the book, do rate and review on Amazon, because a budding author like me will definitely go. I mean, a review from your side will go a long way for a budding author like me, and it will help me actually come out with more books in the future. So thank you so much. Thank you, Anshuman, for inviting me for this session. Thank you again. And let's hope we meet again when I publish the next book of the series.
Sure. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. And thanks a lot, Sagar, for two reasons. One, for publishing these books. Second, attending this show, because things that we discussed were really, really helpful. I mean, they're really going to help a lot of people. So, thanks a lot for that. And now, this is for you viewers. If you're a parent, if you have a kid, you should click the links in the description and get yourself a copy and spend time with your kid. Because honestly, Okay, forget about the book, listen, I want you to spend time with your kids. And there won't be a better way than this to read this book to your kids and help them learn something. At the same time, spending some quality time with your kids. So click the link below, get your copy. And yes, if you want to write a book, you can join the $5 challenge. I'm gonna provide the link in the description again. So see you on one of the Mondays. Take care.